I know lots of you guys are looking at the ranch wear line from Tecovas. You need work boots, but the only thing is, you want them to be made in the United States of America, and I don't blame you. So in this video, we're gonna go through 5 different ranch wear line cowboy boots from Tecovas and their US made alternatives that are actually around the same price, if not cheaper, than what Tecovas is making their work boots for. My name is Jeremiah Craig. Thank you for clicking on this video today. I've tried a couple of the ranch wear line Tecovas boots, and I have videos to those down in the description, and they're okay. They haven't made me really excited to go work in their boots. I mean, most of the time I just feel like they're heavier than they have to be. But if you don't have a problem with heavy boots, as I know a lot of you don't, then maybe they'll be fine for you. And I have links to all the boots in this video down in the description. So if you watch this and you're like, you know what, I'm still going with Tecovas, please use the links in the description. They are affiliate links, so if you buy through those links, it's a great way to support this channel at no extra cost to you, and it's a great way for me to continue making content for you at home. Let's start with a Tecovas ranch wear work boot, the Knox. All right, this is the Knox Tecovas roper style wedge sole boot that's coming in at $245 up here. It's got a nice look to it, nice round toe as well, and this is going to give you some good traction, some good cushion as well. That's what those sort of wedge soles are always good for, if you can get over the look of them. But what is a US made alternative? It's Thorogood American Heritage 11-inch soft toe Wellington boot, which is pretty much the same as a roper. As you can see, it has that similar wedge sole here. Look at that, very, very, very similar, and you're gonna get a good amount of cushion from that as well. Plus, you got that made in the USA tag there. You gotta love it. There's the Thorogood stamp there. So Thorogood is a great option for those of you out there looking for an alternative to the Knox. It's one of the only alternatives. This one probably took me the longest to find, and I did run into the Thorogood sales rep at Davis Trailer World the last time I was there. Gotta love Davis Trailer World, guys. So this is coming in at a nice price when compared to the Tecovas, $245, and the Thorogood is coming in at $259, so about $15 more, which is a reasonable increase when you think that, hey, this is made in the USA and it's pretty much the exact same looking boot, maybe a little bit wider of a round toe, but pretty much it's a very similar style that's going to give you very similar cushion to what the Knox is giving you. All right, next up, let's look at the Stockton, which is a roper style work boot in their ranch wear line. It's got a pretty aggressive tread, as you can see here on the outsole, a Vibram outsole, which is always nice to see. So this is a shorter roper style boot. That's what we're looking for in a US made alternative. And for this one, I'm gonna say Abilene. Here it is on blackjackhorsesaddles.com, the Abilene 6321. And it's a very similar style with a lower profile heel, a very aggressive outsole like the Stockton has, and a round toe. Plus, it's bison leather. If you guys watched the last video that I did comparing, Tecovas to US made alternatives under $400 on their basic bovines, you saw Abilene come up a couple of times, and for good reason. They are a great US budget option. Now, the difference that you're gonna get with this boot from the Stockton is that Abilene's oftentimes have cloth linings, so you can see it right here. So they save a little bit of costs, as you would imagine they'd have to, being made in the USA, where raw materials and labor usually costs more than what they do in Mexico. So they've had to do a cloth lining here and a composite heel instead of a leather stacked heel, but still Abilene is a tough boot. I had one for 10 years and the only reason why I had to get rid of it was because the cobbler messed up the resole, and I really missed that boot. Still, I have Abilene's now. I have 2 pairs, and I love them to this day. It's a great budget, US-made option when you're thinking of Tecovas alternatives. Next up, let's look at the more cowboy boot style of that boot in the Bandera. This is a beast. It's got a nice tall heel, probably about 1 3/4 inches there. Similar outsole, very aggressive Vibram rubber outsole, and it is very tough as well. I did a video on this. It is tough. It's not very comfortable, but it's tough, and they have lots of different options as well. What would be the US-made alternative to this boot, though? I'm going with the Double H Dylan boot, also known as model number 1552. I did a video on this one as well, and I prefer it over the Bandera in every way. In every single way. I love this boot so much, and again, it's coming in cheaper than what you can get with the Bandera. $255 when compared to the Double H, $229 at CircleBWesternwear.com. You do have a couple of differences though, and that's that this has a composite heel, but that heel cap is super thick. It's probably about twice as thick as the Bandera. Also on this boot, you have a pigskin lining up here at the top and a cloth lined foot instead of what Tecovas is doing with its hung leather lining. And also, there's differences in the outsoles. This has Double H's ice outsole, which is a really durable, tough option. I haven't seen comparisons between the ice outsole and Vibram, but I would say that they're very, very comparable. If not, the ice outsole be a little bit more durable. I would love to do more content on that in the future, testing them both out, but you can't go wrong with the ice outsole from Double H. So this is a great, great option, and I have videos on both of them. If you want to see them both, I have links in the description. All right, let's look at Tecovas Cowboy boot option. This is like their Buckaroo style boot with a 2-inch heel. It comes in at just under 14 inches tall, so this is Tecovas' tallest boot. And there's a lot of options here as well at different price points. The cheapest option is just their regular bovine, coming in at $295. And this is an okay boot. I did a video on this one as well, and I'm not a huge fan of it, especially when compared to USA-made tall tops who've been doing it so much longer than Tecovas. And the first one that comes to mind in a comparison and alternative to this Prescott is any Olathe tall top boot. We're heading over to atomic79westerngear.com for this Olathe boot, also pronounced Olathe, like I've heard it pronounced both ways, so neither is really wrong, but they're made in the USA, and they're one of the first companies that had started here in the USA back in the mid-1800s, so they've been doing this for over 150 years, guys. They have it down, and they do it right too. They have a leather stacked heel. These Olathe boots are traditionally made, so they're also US made. They are used by cowboys on a regular basis. So if you're looking for a true cowboy boot that's made in the USA, Olathe is a great way to go, and sometimes you may find them cheaper than what the Prescott is selling for on Tecovas website. Here we have one that's coming in at $239, actually just $230. I was looking up here at the Atomic 79 because Atomic 79 is an epic store in Dillon, Montana. So if you're ever traveling through, you've got to stop in. But they also sell boots online too, which is a huge benefit for those of you looking for different types of made in the US Olathe boots, but can't find them anywhere. try out Atomic 79, or even better, stop through your next time through Montana. It is an epic store. All right, the last ranch wear boot that we're gonna look at from Tecovas website is the Midland. And this is very similar to their other Stockton and Bandera boot, except instead it has a wide square toe and more of a Stockman heel. So it's a little bit taller than what the Stockton is and shorter than what the Bandera is. It's a work boot. Like, it's here to work. But what would be a good US made alternative? That is the question, with this coming in at $255. Can we make it cheaper? I think we can. We're going back to CircleBWesternwear.com for another Abilene boot. This is model number 6724, and it's a bison boot again. Stockman, it's got a little bit shorter of a heel, but it still has that square toe. Here, as you can see, there's the square toe. You got the rubber outsole, a similar aggressive tread to what you're getting with the Midland. It's made in the USA, and it's coming in at just under $200 at $199.95 at CircleBWesternwear.com, when the Midland is coming in at $55 more than that at $255. Again, there's going to be differences between these boots. Like, it's not the exact same. So the heel here is a plastic heel instead of what the Midland is using with a leather stacked heel. And the lining, so the inside of this boot here is gonna be a cloth, most likely a cloth lining, or maybe pigskin. So that's definitely different from the Midland as well, that uses cowhide lining. Still, this is a really popular boot. The last time I was at Circle B Western Wear, there in Brockport, New York, it's a great store, you should definitely stop through. They said this sells really, really well. They have to stock this one back up on a regular basis, and they got lots of size options here in DeWitt's. So if you're looking for a US-made alternative to the Midland, go no further than Abilene, and also save a little bit of money. I love Abilene. I think they do a great thing by offering budget US-made boots that are very competitive to other boots on the market, and a lot of times are just as good. So sometimes you may not need a full leather lining, especially a full hung leather lining, which usually makes the boot a little heavier anyways. So this boot is most likely lighter than the Midland. I haven't tried either of these yet, but I have tried other Abilenes and, like I said, other ranch wear boots, and Abilene, but on average, is much lighter than what ranch wear boots are from Tecovas. So here is the last option that I have for you. Abilene is always a good way to go for budget US made boots. And that's what I got. Thank you so much for watching today. Now, whether you choose Tecovas or one of these boots that you saw in the video, please use the links in the description to make your purchase, and you can support this channel at no extra cost to you. Love you guys so much. Were there any other brands or boots that you would like to call out? Definitely let me know down in the comments. For everybody coming through, doing research on what kind of boot they want. Maybe it's Tecovas, or maybe it's a US made brand. You guys are the best. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time. I'll be doing an exotic one in the future. Peace. Well, I'm looking for work boots that are made in the US, and while I love the look of Tecovas, I must confess, those US made boots make me feel the best. Yeah. Why don't you check out this video about the Double H Dylan? Or I got a music video down here I think you might enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe up here, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Have a good one.